see no particular obstacles or hindrances in discussing or venturing into ideas, irrespective of how complex, how difficult, how controversial they are. I've been very lucky. I've allowed so much, so many variety of thoughts, and pass through my mind. I've caught and held on to a lot of them, processed them, dissected them, and many I just let flow through. So I am interested in a lot of things, from Korean street food culture to serial killers, from ceramic cutleries to big booty bitches and their flat ass besties. We shall talk about science in general, technologies in general, engineering, the arts in general, maths, mathematics, yes, astrophysics, economics, finance, popular culture. Very fascinated with popular culture from across the world, American popular culture, North American popular culture, Mexican popular culture, South American popular culture, European, Western European, Eastern European popular cultures, African popular cultures, Australasian popular cultures, Middle Eastern popular cultures, Southeast and Far East Asia popular cultures, Eurasian popular cultures. I am interested in them. I'm interested in MMA, boxing. I love boxing. I grew up having not just a fascination for the sport, but a respect and a revere for combative competitors. I have enormous respect for them. Anyone who engages in serious athletic activities and exercises would just appreciate what these guys do. I love what Joe Rogan calls it, martial art and MMA's high-level problem solving. That is just brilliant. I find that fascinating. I find love fascinating, the concept of love, emotion, consciousness, where consciousness comes from, the effect of consciousness. Can we duplicate? Can we create an alternate consciousness? Can we, would we, we will definitely dissect consciousness. I'm super curious about that. Curious about entrepreneurship, curious about chemistry and chemicals and biochemistry. I'm curious about human and animal physiology. Animals are super fascinating. Octopuses are so smart, high IQs, and I find them super fascinating. I find primates fascinating and terrifying. They are conscious, just like us. Unlike dogs, I find dogs very interesting, but you're dumb. Dogs think we are dogs. I am fascinated. I'm fascinated with snakes. I'm fascinated with bugs, insects, insect life, insect intelligence, just other intelligence. To what level are animals conscious, and what consciousness feels like for non-Homo sapiens. Books. Books is life. I love books. I love reading. Books has been a staple in my family. My dad was an avid reader. My mom reads. My sister reads. My brother reads. We are all readers. So grateful for that. I have just traversed so many landscapes. I've been involved in so much complex conversations that supersede my own intelligence just through access from books. I've been able to live in different times. I've lived 34,000 years in the future. I've lived 30,000 years in the past. I'm currently reading a book from Graham Hancock, and I feel like I am 12 to 15,000 years in the past almost constantly. Finished a book from Paul Stamets about mushrooms, and the plants, the mushroom plants, super fascinating. Um, Reading also a book by Ian Kershaw or William Schreier on Adolf Hitler and the Third Reich. I'm in Germany. I'm in Poland. I'm in the United Kingdom. I am constantly in different places, in different stories, in different timelines. All this just thanks to books, other people's ideas. This is why I value the giants on which we stand on their shoulders. I have enormous respect for capable people and people who are just better than I am. I have so much respect for them. So I'm interested in books, in discussing books. Comic books have been very good for me, developing as a child, just developing my creativity, confidence, being comfortable being odd. All this came from my interest in things, from books, from comic books, from comedy, stand-up comedy. I am a huge fan of stand-up comedy. It was one of the mediums that saved my life, including music. Music has had such an impact in my life. The architecture of sound, the effect of sound, the design of a track, everything from classical music to West Coast gangster rap, from jazz to heavy metal, to death metal, to opera rock, to Afro beats like Fela Kuti and Shion and Femi Kuti. Just greatness. Funk, William Onyebo, trance. I grew up listening to a lot of trance, techno, Sybian, psychedelic. These were my primary music even before I delved into 90s and 80s hip hop and just different types of sound, ska, reggae, just tech trance, deep house, pop, pop rock, avant-garde. Music is, I think, the biggest art form that I've just truly respected. Performing arts is also some visual arts. I'm such a fan of visual arts. Painting is street arts. It is just, I am just so curious about all this. I'm fascinated with all of them. I'm grateful that I know them. Fascinated with praying mantises. They are vicious killers. Fascinated with nature, with the coldness of nature. I am fascinated with death. I am fascinated with suffering and the philosophy of suffering. Fascinated with thick thighs. I am fascinated with violent crimes and people who perpetrate violent crimes. For someone who truly believes in the human family, I find that I'm more fascinated with people who have a genetic predisposition to violence. That is super fascinating. Imagine having a predisposition to being angry or to derive pleasure from causing pain. That is super fascinating. How do we judge these people? I'm fascinated with society and laws, religion, theology. Fascinated with how religion affects people's ability to change their minds, to think differently. I'm fascinated with the effect of religion. I am fascinated with religions and religious texts, religious beliefs, religious stories, religious feelings, or the feelings that derive from religious practices and exercises. I'm super fascinated with that. I've been very lucky to read other religions other than the religion I was born with. I was born a Christian, Catholic. So Catholicism is also very interesting. But I've also read Islam. I read the Quran. I've read on Buddhism and Hinduism. These are super fascinating religions. And as I've grown and developed, and I am still improving my knowledge on things, I find I'm more fascinated with several other things I mean, with the religion I wasn't born in, Christianity, Islam seem like very boring, almost religions. Um, Judaism is very interesting. Judaism is very interesting, but Hinduism and Buddhism are just super interesting. The occultism is very interesting. I'm very interested in the occult, in occultic beliefs. I'm interested in how humans develop just identities and ideas. So I'm very interested in pre-recorded history. I am very interested in the pyramids. I'm very interested in South American pre-recorded history now, from the Olmecs, the Aztecs, the pre-Aztecs. That's why we have the Olmecs. Fascinating stories. I'm sure all of you would be interested in all these things. I'm interested in philosophy, Eastern philosophy, Confucius, writings. I'm interested in Western philosophy, African philosophy. I'm very interested in a lot of things. I'm very grateful. Alexander the Great. I'm interested in Alexander. Interested in Imhotep. I'm interested in Mao. Right? There's so many characters to be interested in. Humans are fascinating, and everything that evolves around our conscious existence is very interesting. Not every single one of them are interesting to me, but I think a lot of them are. Yeah, aliens. I am fascinated with aliens. I'm fascinated with the existence of non-humans, intelligent life elsewhere. Very fascinating. I'm fascinated with so much more. Yeah.